All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's call. Today is a very important day because I'm going to be speaking about my favorite indicator. Not only my favorite indicator, but one of the most important things when it comes to trading. And okay, so I am just switching on my other devices to join with you. Uh, to join with you here again on my other device, and we go through this amazing indicator called the RSI, or what we call the Relative Strength Index. It is one of my lovely indicators that I love to talk about. But most importantly, I'll be discussing so much about the divergences. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are going to get started. Let me connect my second device here, and we get into our class for today. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. We really love you so much, and we believe that this is going to be a fantastic meeting where we are going to be able to learn from each other. Network is a little bit disturbing. We have already started, but you find that you need now to connect a lot of things together. Most of the things are not connecting. But finally, I'm doing my best to get in. In our previous sessions, we have been able to look at a couple of things, and we have also been able to learn a couple of things. All put together, we are at least somewhere where I personally believe that most of you can be able to trade And most of you can now be able to look at an opportunity and say, I believe this I can trade. So it is now very important. Since we have looked at lagging indicators, we looked at the moving averages, which we discussed in more details. We also went ahead and we were able to not only to focus on the moving averages, we also went ahead and we decided to look at a couple of other things that I believe most of you have been able to benefit from the business. Now, today, our focus is going to be on a very, very important aspect of trading, and that is the RSI, which basically and purely is an amazing indicator to me, but not only an amazing indicator, it is one of the best indicators me I have ever made. Why? Because this indicator is able to give you one of the best avenues of trading. And to me, I believe that if someone understands this indicator, can be able to get into the market at the right points. So we are going to put our focus to that today and be able to create a better understanding of this indicator. So I'm going to share my screen and we focus. So if you have a question, about where we are so far, I believe that it could be important for you to raise it now or write it down so that in the coming few minutes, after I've finished to discuss my topic for now, the RSI, because when I talk about the RSI, I cannot go away without looking through the divergences. I must discuss the RSI divergences, which is one of the most important parts when it comes to RSI. So I ask you prepare your question so that we are able to now answer uh, uh, some of those questions, but also to be able to look through this amazing RSI divergence. So I'm going to share my screen and we basically look through this to give you a better understanding. Now, the word RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. It is a very important indicator. And we want to understand today how we could use this RSI for our advantage. And that's where I'm going to put my basic sharing today. So let me share my screen. Where things not working out the way I want it. Just a minute, friends. Okay. Let me see if it works out now. All right. Okay. If you can be able to see my screen more clearly, give me one in the chat. If you are able to see my screen more clearly, give me one in the chat. Okay, let's go. Now today, we want to look at how to trade. We want to look at how to trade on RSI divergences, and this is a complete guide. So an RSI divergences are popular day trading chart pattern. This guide will walk through all you need to know about trading RSI divergences. We are going to be learning today what is a divergency, what is an RSI bullish divergency, a bearish divergency, what does an RSI divergence tell us, how to trade divergences, how to find a bullish divergence step by step, how to find an RSI divergency. And let's start with the beginning of this class, friends, with what is a divergence. So let's get started. Just a minute. Okay, let me explain. What is a divergence? An RSI divergency is a chart pattern where the RSI indicator is not synced with the price action. When we are going to get into the details of this indicator, friends, today, we're going to find that the RSI is a real-time indicator. When I talk about real-time indicator, it moves with the movement of the market. If the market decides to go up, the RSI line will move up. If the market starts going down, the RSI market will move down. So when we look at an RSI, it is just a line. It is just a smoothing line that moves in between areas. Okay, it has three areas, friends. It has an area of 0, whereby then it has 50, then this could be either 80. And when it moves from this lowest point and it touches this 50%, then it goes to this upper side. This upper side here, when it touches this line, we try to say that it is into what we call overbought area. This means this particular asset you are trading has been overbought, especially as it gets closer to this area. When it drops down from 50 and comes down to this area, then we say this particular asset has been oversold. The buyers have oversold this particular asset. But it is important for you to understand that the RSI moves with the movement of the market. Now, what I'm trying to explain down here into a divergency, this is where now the RSI is a chart pattern where a divergence where the RSI indicator does not sync with the price action. When I talk about price action, like we are going to be able to see the chart, you're talking about the prices of the candles, the prices displayed by the candles. So you find that when we talk about a divergence, the market is saying candles are moving down like this. But instead of the RSI showing us that candles are moving down, they now appear, the RSI appears in a different direction. So it means that the price is going one direction while the RSI is going in another direction. Let me say candles are showing you that the market is going down, but instead of the RSI pointing down like this, you find that the RSI is changing and is pointing up like this. This is what we call a divergence. The price is showing something different and the RSI is showing something different. That's what we want to basically be able to discuss today. But before we categorically go into too much details about what our main topic for today is, friends, allow me now strategically, just dive you back a little bit. Yes, just dive you back a little bit into trading view. Before I go into that should be my main topic for today, to try now drive you back a little bit into trading view so that we can be able to see the RSI indicator itself. Then we categorically now get into the details of the divergence, which is going to be our main super fantastic session today. So I'm trying to reshare my screen once again and now switch into another aspect, and that is trading view. We look at the RSI, then we dive into deeper depth of the divergence, which is basically our main topic for today. So I'll stop sharing my screen for the moment and then try to see if I could get trading view back to normal, and we start over again. But I want to welcome you to this fantastic class this morning. Okay. Crypto parent. Thank you. Thank you, my bro. Thank you so much. You know, I love it when my fellow traders in the industry, especially the gurus. You know, I have a team of friends where we love cryptocurrency so much, and we spend our time chatting and discussing how we can be able to take over this industry in Africa. Very, very soon, friends. Very, very soon, our friends I will be relocating to Dubai, the hub of cryptocurrency. And very, very soon, I'll be a citizen there as we are working on making crypto a better atmosphere for everybody. So it will be a privilege. It will be a privilege. It will be a privilege to relocate to a new area because the terms and conditions of our working areas here in Uganda are getting more tough. Some of us can no longer transact as we used to because the government is most of my lines have been confiscated. And, you know, things are getting, they say we're making too many transactions in a day. Yeah. But we shall be getting into the hub. We shall be getting into the hub. Let me share my screen again. We roll over. Nobody can stop us from the future we deserve. Nobody. So we shall not allow anyone to steal our dreams and our goals and the goals of our children. Nobody will be allowed. Nobody will be allowed to give our children the freedom they deserve. No one is allowed to touch on that. Nobody is allowed. Nobody will be allowed to touch on the future of our children to deserve financial freedom for the rest of their lives. With the government, we shall do whatever it takes we can to make sure that we build the best future of our children for the rest of their lives, never to work for money. And the opportunity only sits in cryptocurrency, and whatever will be done to make sure that this comes to pass will be done. Yeah, we do not want our children to work for money. They need this freedom that we see with our naked eyes. So, friends, let's get into technicals here. And we're going to put in RSI. It's called Relative Strength Index. And we're going to tap on it once, and it's going to sit in our screen. Friends, this is the indicator. There is the stochastic RSI, and there is also the RSI. So I love this one. I'll be explaining into details. Okay, let's get into setting up this indicator. This is the indicator. It moves with the movement of the market. So I'll tap on it, then tap on the setting icon, and then we understand this indicator better. Okay. Now, friends, the inputs here, the length of the indicator is a 14. It means it looks at a range of 14. the time. This is a simple moving average. That one you see in the video. You can decide to say, I want Bollinger Band. Then it will be Bollinger Bands that are surrounding the RSI. Then another person may say, I want an exponential moving average line. I'll explain Bollinger Band. So I'll go in with this line because this line that is a simple moving average. It basically gives the average price of the RSI. Okay, so you can also decide to which, maybe I could leave this to a 14. I don't take it so seriously. Or I could give it a 21 exponential moving average just to give me to look at the last 21 candles. Or if I want to be very strong, maybe I go in with a 55 moving average. But I leave it to a 14 or a 7 because I want the immediate average price of the RSI. But you are free to, because these are edited. So now this one, I've left it at 55, so it will be giving me an average of the 55. But since it is an RSI, and I basically want to be getting the latest information, I'll leave it to a 14 or the default that it came with, so that it looks at the last 14 candles, which will give me a better move of the market. Since it is RSI and it's giving me real-time information. As simple as that. Now let's get to the setup on the style. On the style here, friends, there are just a few things we want to look at. And one is the RSI color, which is purple. Maybe if I wanted to look a little bit bolder, I could increase so that I could be able to see it very well. So I've increased the thickness, just that. Then it has the RSI-based moving average. This yellow that you see going through, it is a 14 exponential moving average, looking at the average of the performance of this according to the last 14 candles. Then these are Bollinger Bands. If someone decides to use the Bollinger Band, the upper, the lower, which are not into my interest so much of the Bollinger Bands, I'll just leave it there. Okay, then the RSI, I want to focus on the bands. The upper band is a 70 band. 70 means that this RSI has gone high to 70. So I'll just tap on it if I want to make it more clear, and I'll put a red line. Okay, a red line showing me it is danger. So once it hits 70, then it will be telling me this RSI has, this coin has overbought. Sorry, has been overbought, yes. Okay, then the middle one is basically a dotted line. If I want, maybe I could put up maybe a blue color, and then I turn this to line, basically to remind me that now 50% has been moved. Then the lower line, this is the lower line. I'll give it the orange color and or yellow. So let me give it a yellow, an orange color, okay, an orange color. Okay. Then I turn this to a line. Okay, this is orange. So I will increase the opacity for this because it's not so clear to my eyes. I don't see the blue thing, so that the blue line can be now very clear with my eyes. Okay, so I will just move this thing to this. So the blue line is clear. So once it touches the blue line, I know that is 50. Once it touches the 70, I know this coin has been overbought. Now it has a gradient. It has a gradient, friends. What you see on top here is a gradient, the overbought gradient field. For example, now I've unticked it. You see this color up here? It is just to guide me, this color, that this coin is in the overbought. It has exceeded 70, and it is in the area where this coin has been overbought. Then, if this coin also goes below this orange line here, it will get a red color showing me it has been oversold. So just to guide me in case of anything, I'll leave it at 70. I don't want to go above because as I trade, I could see that I still have some more space to enjoy if I want to still continue with that particular trade. I don't know if you have questions about the setup. Those who love the stochastic RSI, I will talk about it. But me, this is my favorite one. The relative strength index, for me, it is better than the stochastic RSI. But I also talk about the stochastic RSI for those of you who love it, and I will discuss details about it. Let me get into the chart. If you have a question about where we are so far, because now from here, I'm now going to go into the divergence of the indicator. Okay, green is better. All right, so let's now go, friends, into the indicator. Now, how do we use the indicator basically? Before we focus on the money. So I'll return the candles so that we see how the indicator works hand in hand with the candles. Friends, let me remove the MACD, but we have already looked at the MACD. I'm just gonna close the eye so that it's not visible. And I will decrease the space. Look at this stochastic RSI down here, friends. We can even decide to move it on the top of our screen. We can decide to move it at the top of our screen. But let me leave it here. But we can decide to move it on the top of our screen. Now, this is the stochastic RSI. And we focus on the purple line. When you double tap on it, it becomes very clear. It's the only one you appear. Now, friends, the business is here. The business is here. Once it is in this area, it is in the oversold area. As a trader, you want always to put your focus in the oversold area. That's where you want to enter, because once you enter trade here in the oversold area, you are sure that once it gets into the overbought here, you have made some good profits. I don't know if I'm making sense. You see this coin is in the oversold here. Once it gets here, you have made some good profits. Okay, now, remember, friends, you are using this with the moving average. You are doing this with the moving average. And I want to remind you, friends, we said that now this is just the 14 moving average. Looking at the past 14 candles. Remember, the principles are key and they still apply. One, when the RSI is forming above, look here, friends, when the RSI is forming above, this RSI is forming above our exponential moving average. Our exponential moving average is acting as a support. I want to remind you, when the RSI is forming below our exponential moving average, our exponential moving average is acting as a resistance. When the RSI is forming above our exponential moving average, our exponential moving average is acting as a support. When the RSI is forming below exponential moving average is acting as a resistance. Are we learning? Are we learning? Now, that is point number one. Are we learning? Let me know in the chat. So when you see it, you say, okay. Okay, now here it's being supported. Now here it's being resisted. The market is moving below. And now once it forms a crossover, here, then you are sure that this trade is going to do well. Once you see a crossover, then you are sure that this trade is going to do well. And once it makes a crossover below, then you are sure this coin is going to go more down. Am I making it simple? I'm making it hard. Am I making it simple? I'm making it hard. Before I go to divergence, you see a crossover, then you must be able to know, okay, now here it's above 50. The crossover has happened here. So this is going close to the oversold, the overbought area. Should I come in? If I'm going to come in, I have a low playing space. Because this is 70, it means it is getting closer to the overbought area. And once a coin, I have a question. A trader, should you plan to get into a trade when it has oversold, or you want to get into a trade when it has been overbought? Some answers in the chat. As a trader, would you love to go into a trade when it has been overbought, or you want to get into a trade when it has been oversold? Good. So you want to get into a trade that has been oversold, sorry. And that's where you see opportunity. So I would advise, especially the newbies, if you are trading, the stochastic RSI, look for trades that are in these areas. Unless you become an expert, look for trades that are in these areas unless you become an expert. If you find a trade is getting close to this, please run away. Why? Because it has more chances for turning against. Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear? Here, me, I can join. Even here, me, I can join. Even here, me, I can join. But if you want to reduce your risk, I would advise you that once you see it getting closer to the red line, run away. Run away. Simply because I'm not saying it cannot continue going up. No. Friends, you cannot finish the money. How many people say you can finish the money in trading? How many of you have been here and you have discovered that you can finish the money in the market? How many of you say I have seen I can finish the money in the market? Beta is doing well. Let us look at it. Beta is doing well. Let us look at it here. I see Beta is doing well. Let us first take a link at Beta, friends. It is one of the coins that have been doing well since last night. So let us take a look at Beta here, and we see if someone could steal some money. But is Beta in oversold or overbought? What we see. But we discussed Beta here yesterday with support and resistance. Is it in overbought or oversold? But there is some money that can be stolen here. The reversal is good. Let me first delete my lines. Now me, I'm doing technical analysis. So I'll take it one day so that I get a clear picture. Here, trade it, but just know, once it catches your leg, this one, trade it, but just know. How many of you understand what I'm saying? This one, trade it, but just know, once it catches your leg, will sweat. This is the highest point. Once it catches your leg, you will sweat. I tell you. Yeah, you must come in with a high risk taker. If you are not a high risk taker, I advise you to take on your blanket. Be as if you are not seeing what is happening. It is very good. I sit with, I sit here with the Makiditi saying I'm still continuing. But my friend, it has the power of continuing. But if it catches your leg, you will never walk again. Now let's look at it in a lower time frame to see if there are opportunities of retracement. Maybe in 5 minutes. Let me try with 3 minutes and I see. Ah, guys, there's no reason why I die with the coin. The stochastic RSI is speaking something different here in the lower time frame. And according to me, I'm not ready to break my leg because of the market. I see it here. I don't know because I don't control the market. You see now, we are different people. I see opportunity. I see there is some simple money here. You take a 2% and run away. It will give it to you. Sharp, 2%. Take sharp, 2%. Get in, take 2%. It's going to give it to you. Sharp. You must be sharp. Very fast, 2%. I see it. It is there. Looking at the stochastic RSI behavior here. Sharp, 2% to that. More than that, I'm not sure. But we can only, those who have been with me for some time, we can still trade it if we use what I'll teach on Monday. I don't want to confuse. On Monday, I'll teach you a strategy that you can use to keep in a pumping coin. Okay, let me just try it here and I see. Let me use the fib extension. But you can take a 2%. Let me use a fib extension here. But also, okay. People want to trade the pumping coins, but always be sure that once it catches your leg. Now, this coin has over-delivered. The last take profit that is possible here is at 161%. And I will drag a line. Yeah, the last take profit you can take here is 17%. The last it can give you is 17%. But you just need to decrease your amount of money you're exposing. But that is the last it can give you before you see a strong retracement. If you are a strong risk taker, trading is also, it goes in, if it has skipped here 100, the next strong take profit area of retracement is at 161% at this line here. Yeah, that is a high risk taker. But me who's a small risk taker, now small risk takers, taking risks also differs. Yeah, the last take profit of a small risk taker you can take is a 4%. Or a 3, or a 2. That is the last one to hit its all-time high. But once it breaks this line I've drawn here, then we can see it go to 161.8% line, which potentially would be able to also give you some 15%. But you must be 2% for risk takers. But great risk takers, it has a potential of reaching there. But usually I tell myself, if I've missed out of not finding this trade down here, then I may not be able to find it at the top of the hill. Yeah, so I'm not all that strong, but 2% is possible here. Yeah, 2% is possible here. But 17%, you must have a strong heart. Okay, friends, that's not why I'm here. Now, having explained to you the stochastic RSI, I want now to stop sharing. Then let's go to divergence. Okay. I'm looking at my time very well. Now, the divergence is one of the best strategies, friends, you can use to trade. Okay? Because, like we are going to be looking at it to understand it, the market is saying, I'm going down, and the RSI is saying that opposite is what we call a divergence. And it's where money is made using the RSI. So we can divide the divergence into two. We have what we call a bullish divergence and a bearish divergence. A bullish RSI divergence, here we want to see the price making lower lows. And at the same time, we want to see the RSI making higher lows. Here is an example. Okay, look at here, friends. This is a bullish divergence. Pay close attention now, because once you learn this, you are going to suffer with money. It is an amazing trick. We all see that. Let me get you here. The price was heading down. Can we all see the price coming down? Can we all see the price coming down? The price was heading down. And as it's heading down, friends, it makes points lower lows. It makes this lowest point. Can we all see this? The price is heading down. And as it's heading down, it's making lower points, these lower points. But at the same time, at some point, the RSI starts making higher lows while the price is still heading down. Friends, pay close attention, because unless you understand this, we might make money as you are watching. Let me get this off up here so that becomes more clear. Now, look here. That's when your divergence pattern appears. After the bullish divergence, the price will tend to change from a downward trend to an uptrend. I want you to focus here. When you are drawing this line, you are drawing it downward. But when you are drawing this line, you are drawing it upward. You are touching this lowest point here. I don't know if you are able to see it. Here you are drawing it like this, but here you are drawing it like this. You know, sometimes I needed to find my English a little bit lower. So we find that the RSI is not speaking the same language with what the market is speaking. I don't know if I'm making sense. Can we see it? Give me one in the chat if you can see it. The RSI is making higher lows while the price is still heading down. Can we see it? And you find that immediately after this event had happened here, the market went up. Immediately after this event did not take too much time. It is only here. After here, can we see that the market went up? Now, if you learn the art of identifying this and this, you are to suffer with money. Now, you know, I don't know if I'm making sense. No, I haven't finished to explain. Just be slow with me. I just want you to focus on what I'm explaining now if you can see it. Just keep it to that. I know the more I go in details, it's going to become very clear. Just if you understand what you are seeing, just give me a yes in the chat. Do not overcomplicate. I'm going to make it more clear the more I explain. Just if you understand what you see at the moment, how you identify, how you tell, I'll explain. But if you cannot see what I'm explaining now, the next things will confuse you. Okay, let's go. Because that's where the business is. Okay, let me continue. I'm going to make it clear. Now, the bearish divergence, this is the opposite of the bullish divergence. We want to see the price making higher highs. At the same time, we want to see the RSI making lower highs at the very same point. Now, I want you to see here. I'm going to explain as I go into details. And we see that the market is making these points here. The price is making higher highs, while the RSI is making lower highs. Here you are connecting this point to this point. But the RSI, you are connecting this point to this point. And immediately after here, the market goes down. You notice that first the RSI was moving with the price. Do you see? When it reaches here, you see? But when it reaches here, it forms this point, then it forms this point. When you connect this point to this point, you find that the RSI has changed. The price made the higher highs. The RSI made the higher highs too. So you see, as the price was making higher highs, the RSI was making higher highs. But once it reaches this point, the price makes a higher high. You know, now let me explain what a higher high is, because it seems it's the confusion. Look here, friends. This is a lowest point, and this is the highest point. This is the lowest point, and this is the highest point. You find that this could be a lower low. Listen to me, friends. Follow closely. But this is a lower high. Why is it a lower high? Because it is higher than this one. Give me one in the chat if you have seen that. Look here, friends. This is a higher high from this lowest point. But you discover that this point is higher than this one. So this is a higher high. Now, from here, this is a higher low. It is the highest point from the lowest point. Then from a higher low, you find that this is a higher high. It is higher than this one. Now let me write it here on the stochastic RSI, friends. This is a lower low. and this is from a lower low, it formed a higher high because it was higher than the point. Then it formed, let me say, this could be, it could be a lower high, but at the same time, it could be a higher low. From a higher low here, it could be a higher low. Then from this higher low, we see another higher high, a point higher than this one. But then after forming this higher high, we see now this becomes a higher low. It is a low point from the highest point. Instead of this stochastic RSI going like this here, form a new higher high, it decides to form a lower point lower than the previous one. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. Because this is the logic of trading. Give me a yes in the chat. Type a no if you have not. Because that's the logic of trading. If you can see, you can understand this logic that it moved from a low point, it formed a higher point. Then it formed another low point from a higher point. This could be maybe a higher low and a low high. Then from here, we see that it went high and formed a higher point. Then it formed a higher point. Then it formed a higher point. In short, friends, this coin is on an uptrend, so we shall draw. Ta, 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 ta. So if we draw a line and connect this point, we shall say this coin is on an uptrend. And the reason why it's on an uptrend, it keeps on forming. An uptrend is made up of higher lows and higher highs. Higher lows and higher highs. It's an uptrend. And it's the same language is here. The market started from a lowest point, which is a lower low. Then it formed a higher point, which is a higher high. Then from a higher high, it formed a higher low. Then from a higher low, it formed another higher low. This point here is not, let me see, but if we draw the prices, yes, this is another higher high. Then from a higher high, it formed a higher low. From a higher low, it formed a new higher high. And when we connect these points like this, we shall say that this coin is on the RSI is showing that this coin is on an uptrend. Why? An uptrend is made up of higher lows and higher highs. It is just a high point from a lower point. You know, sometimes people may confuse. When you say higher high, it is higher. This one is called the higher high. It is higher than this one. The reason is it's called the higher low. It is a little bit higher in the low. The price is here, and this price is here. This one is low, this one is higher. The price is here, and this one is here. This one is low, this one is higher. So this is a higher low. It's a lowest point in the market, but higher than this one. Am I making sense? Or I'm speaking bolingo, bongwara, bongwara. This is trading. Is Englishing, or I'm confusing you? Now, for us to say that a coin is on an uptrend, a coin should be able to form a pattern, a continuous pattern of higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. And let me now simplify it now on this way. The market keeps on forming a V and an inverted V. A V and an inverted V. Can you be able to see that? Inverted, a normal V. Inverted. Are you able to see? Can we see a V, inverted V, a V, inverted V, a V, inverted V? Am I making it simple? You can see the market forming a normal V and an inverted V. So wherever you see a normal V, you connect normal V's together. So when I connect this V to this one, to this one, to this one, I will say this coin is on an uptrend. Then I start connecting these V's above. There is a V here. 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 When I connect these V's together here like this, this becomes now a parallel channel. This becomes a parallel channel. Can we see a parallel channel now here? This becomes a parallel channel. I draw connecting these V's together. So it means I can be in this parallel channel. I enter from here, I get out from here. I enter from here, I get out from here. Now, this is support, and this is resistance. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm making you understand. Now, in this support and resistance, this was the lowest point, and this was the highest point. Now, this one is a higher low. It is a point higher than the lowest point. So it's called a higher low. And now this one is a higher high, but this higher point here is lower than the higher point here. So it's called a higher low. Then from a higher low again, it forms another higher high. Then from a higher high, it forms another higher low. Then from a higher low, it forms another higher high. That's how the market is behaving. And this is called price action. Price action just means the action being done by the prices. It's not a big deal. Huh? Am I confusing you? Please ask me if I'm confusing you. Now here, ask. Because if you don't ask, yeah. Hey, ask here. Raise up your hand if I'm confusing you. Because now we have started. Now we have started. We are now, we have stopped the other games of younger children. Now we are very serious. You see, at first we have been joking a bit. Now we are very serious. We are now starting the real trading. Now we are in the real trading. The other side, we have not been doing real trading. We have been joking. Now, when you come and draw the same lines here on the stochastic RSI, this was a lowest point, a V, that formed an inverted V here. So from a lowest point, we see that the market formed a highest point. From a highest point, we see the market formed a highest low point. From the highest point, it formed another highest low point. Then from a highest low point, we see it formed another highest low point. From a highest low point, we see the market formed another highest high point. But now we see a difference. This point here is the same point here. Now when it comes to the stochastic RSI, it decides now to change the game. It forms a higher low point, but here, after forming this one, it does not skyrocket. It forms a lower point. This is what we call a divergence. Now someone is asking me, how do you know that it has changed? Can't you see? What we are talking about is not history, is what you can see with your naked eyes. Hello? Can't you see trends? This is not a map drawn from above. It is what is happening. The RSI gives you what is happening now. It is not in the future. So if you had entered this trade from here and you see this, you just say, I'm getting out of this trade now. Are we connecting? But I'm going to tell you how you trade. But what I'm speaking is not history. This guy, an attack. He's putting on specs. We look for you. Okay. Now, at the same point, we see the prices making higher highs, but the RSI doesn't follow. It started to make lower highs. That's when the bearish divergence appears. And that is also when the price switched off and became from an uptrend to downtrend. What does the RSI tells us? The RSI divergence is a powerful trend channel signal. Friends, the market is not our friend, but the trend is our friend. When you connect on an uptrend, friends, on an uptrend, we connect higher lows. And from higher lows, markets form higher highs. And we usually say the market is on an uptrend. But now, if the market is on an uptrend, in a downward trend, the market forms this higher high from this point. Let me take here. Will it come out? I doubt. So when there is a trend, when an uptrend changes to a downtrend, you can use a divergence to know that the trend has changed. If the market was on a downtrend, for you to spot this change here, you use a divergence to say, hey, these things have now changed. This market that was going down is now going to go up. This market that was going up is now going to come. Hello? Hello? So understanding a divergence as a trader is too important. Are we learning? Hey. Hey. Are we learning? No, there is a problem. Someone doesn't ask here, and then he asks in your chat. Me, when I move out of this class, I focus now on other things. That's why I say, please ask. Someone fails to ask here, then he comes in your chat. Please ask. Please ask. Then you see someone, you want to Zoom, someone is typing. Can you? So, you as a trader, for example, we are going to go to beta. Beta is still going up. I told you if you're a strong trader, you can go in for 17%. On another hand, when a bullish divergence appears on your chart, we should be careful because a trend change to the upside may be imminent. When you see a bullish divergence, you need to be very keen because the trend might happen now. The change might take place immediately. Friends, the reason why I'm teaching you this, how many of us here would love, you see a coin is pumping, you get in and trade it on cycle, and you maximize it, then you see a divergence, you press it in one shot. Give me one in the chat if you'd love that. You press it in one shot, then you close it. You have maximized. You have maximized. Like yesterday, if someone would have made over 184% on beta. You hit it, You press it on a cycle, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, it. Then you tell your neighbor, I'm gonna buy you. Do you have a land title? Even before he talks about it. Friends, we are gonna become millionaires more than ever before. So what I mean by imitate, I'm going to show you how you identify a bullish divergence. When you see it, understand you need to be fast because the market might change immediately. Now, how do we trade with divergences? How do we trade with divergences? RSI divergence can be used to open trades as well as to close trades. When I talk about closing, I mean selling. When I talk about opening, I mean buying. When used to open trades, we are expecting a trade to trade a trade that is about to start. When we say opening, you see this was a downtrend, then you see a trade, you enter. You enjoy. You enjoy. Okay, let me continue. I'm about to come to the end of my training. Okay. Now, if we use these divergences, friends, if we use we use the divergence to close a trade when we signal to get out of a market, when the RSI divergence signals against the trend direction. Makes sense. Now let us go into step by step to spot these RSI divergences step by step, and then we want to open our trades. How to identify an RSI divergence step by step. Step one, find a downtrend. Find a downtrend. If you want to find an RSI divergence, find a downtrend or a series of consecutive lower lows. First, we want to detect a market that is going down. That's step one. For a bullish divergence, we will be watching a market that is on a downtrend. We do not only necessarily want a trend that is going on for a long time, since divergences can be found inside markets that are ranging. Now, let me define markets. Friends, we have three types of markets. Should I finish? Because I see people are tired. Should I continue or I stop here and continue on Monday? If your mind is tired, I can stop here and continue on Monday. Because, yeah, this is a very important topic. I can stop and I continue on Monday. May I have no issue because I see people are tired. If you are tired, may I stop and I continue on Monday? Now, friends, when we talk about, we have an uptrend, we have a downtrend, we have a ranging market. Let us explain an uptrend. An uptrend is a trend made up of higher lows and higher highs. Higher lows and higher highs. Higher lows and higher highs. This is an uptrend. A downtrend, if this was a higher high, comes and forms one, a lower low, and a lower high. A lower low and a lower high. A lower low and a lower high. I don't have enough space to draw. So you find that they're usually not on a point. Once it goes a little bit lower. So this is a downtrend. Now, what is a ranging market? A ranging market is a market that has everything. You see, it forms, let me say, a higher low, then it forms a higher high. Then from a higher high, it comes here and forms a lower low. Then from here, we see it go up a little bit here and it forms a lower high. Then from a lower high, it gets here and it forms a higher low. Then from here, it goes up. I don't know if you're making sense. It is a mixture. And when you connect these points together, the market is just ranging in between here. It is not forming higher points. It's not breaking. When you draw a line below here and a line above here, the market is ranging. It's moving in between here. So what happens at the end of the day, it can break down and continue on the lower side, or it can break this resistance here and continue moving up. Give me one in the chat if you are following. We are now very serious. We are now very serious, friends. We have stopped the Kwankwara. So it is sideways. The market, you draw your line, you draw your resistance, you draw your support. You find that the market is ranging. It's just moving in between here, in between here. It is not breaking your resistance. It's not breaking your support. Two things can happen. It can break the support and continue going down. It can break the resistance and continue moving up. It is ranging. Are we there? Are we there? Indecisive, yes, not decided. Are we together or we are together? Are we together or we are together? Are we together or we are together? Hey, are we together or we are together? Are we together or you are together? Good. You see someone is here. You are giving them knowledge for free to make money. He cannot come and type we are together or we are not. Good. Before I pray my fantastic prayer, because you know me very well, my father. You know me very well. You know me. And some of you pray, you joke with my prayer. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you, friends. Now, I want people to at least know half of me. Let me tell you a story. I will invite this guy. I don't know whether I can invite him. I went to Kenya. I went to Tanzania. And there is this church. No, I want to be sure so that you do not, you at least take me half serious. There is a church I went in to pray. My friend who I was staying with in Chigamboni in Dar es Salaam took me to his church to pray so that we pray. And when I entered this church was of a prophet. When I entered this church, the guy said, before I continue, there is a man of God around. Hey, I want to tell you, there is a man of God around. And I was like, but this guy does not know that he's a man of God. And yesterday, the guy called me and said, Julius, you see, I have some financial issues. I want you to pray for me. Because I know, I remember very well, I was told that I have I want to tell you, I want to tell you, I have a special gift. Do not joke with me. Do not joke with me. I am not opening up any church, nor do I have any church. I remember when I opened up a church online, but I was not able to handle because I have business and I have online. And I was praying for people and they were recovering from their health issues. So don't joke with me. When I pray, I have a special mantle. You people, you might be joking. I have a special mantle. So when I pray, and you forget, just know the gift. It is a gift. God gave me a certain gift. I know it, but I don't take my prayers very lightly. Sometimes you may see they are happening. So when I pray, I have a special gift. Don't joke with it. So that's why I don't want to pray. That's why I don't want to pray. So when I say type, please type. Because when I pray, I have a special gift. I know it. I know it. I have a special gift. Hey. I have a special gift. So don't joke with me. Oh, I tell you. Don't joke with me. So that's why I don't want to pray. I don't want. So let's focus. I don't want to pray. But I always pray good prayers. But when you see me saying, God, you see this person is here learning, but he's refusing. Just know you might forget. Let's focus. So we want to detect when the market is going down. So for a bullish divergence, we are looking at a market that's on a downtrend. We do not necessarily want a downtrend that is going on for long, since a divergence can be found inside markets that are ranging. So any series of consecutive lower lows, even if inside a ranging market, it is fine. Here is an example of a downtrend. Can we see, friends, this is a downtrend? You find series of consecutive lower lows. From here, we see here, we see here, we see here, we see here. It's a consecutive. Second point, watch the RSI at prices. Now, we spotted the prices of lower lows. We want to see what the RSI indicator is showing at the lower lows. Okay? So here is an example. Focus, friends. Focus. You see, it does. You see, it happens. You see, it happens. You see, it happens. You see? Now, already here, there is a divergence. Now, step 3, connect lower lows and find a divergence. You connect this one to this one. 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 You connect this one to this one. Sorry, this one. This one to this one. This one to this one. Then you see, do you see that when we connect this one to this one, it is different? Give me one in the chat if you can see that. When we connect this one to this one, do you see it is different? The Bible says, do not pray bad on your friend. Me, I'm not a Bible. Me, I'm not a Bible. Me, I have my gift. Me, I'm not a Bible. Do you see that this is different? Friends, can you see this? Give me one in the chat if you can see this. This is different. You see, here, we have connected here to here. But when we connect this one to this one, it is different. Can we see that? Can we see that? Let me know. Now, the second step is connect lower lows and find a divergence. Let me show you what I mean now. Me, I'm not a Bible, friends. I had someone talking about me, I'm not a Bible. Me, I have my gift. Okay, now let's focus here. Leave those things alone. I usually do not, by the way, discuss them. Each line and the trend line should connect to 2 consecutive lower lows. And we do this both on the price lower lows and the RSI lower lows. You can use 2 colors to make it simple. Read the line pointing down and a red line pointing down and a green one pointing up. Here, I'm going to just do this example. Then I go practical and I finish. Okay, now we connect this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this. We do the same on the RSI. We connect this to this. this to this, this to this. Then we use a green line. Find the divergence equals a different color. Find the divergence equals a different color. Okay? So let's go. Friends, this is my last sharing for now. Then we meet on Monday. Basically, we just want to find colors that do not match. That would be a red line on the price and consecutive lower lows, and a green line on the RSI with consecutive higher highs. Here is what we have found. We have connected this one to this one, this one to this one, this one to this one. Same thing here, this one to this one, this one to this one. And now we found a divergence. As you can see, the price started to moving up after the bullish divergence was found. When the bullish divergence is spotted, you can go to do two things. One, close your short position if you had opened any. When I talk about short, I mean you had predicted that this market will be going down. You need to close it immediately. Two, go long on the market. Go long on the market. Now let's go practical. This is my last share. Let's go practical. Okay. I'll remove all these indicators. And now those ones who took a 2% went out, but those who continued, they are now expecting plasma. But the coin is still good. I do not usually, it still has potential going up. But let us now go to our topic. So I'll get this MACD off. I usually love the 4-hour time frame because it prevents me from trading noise. Or we can use even one day. I mean, I have no problem. Okay. Let me see if we can find a divergence here. So I'll pull my stochastic RSI up here so that we could see if there is a divergence here. Okay. We're gonna focus downtrend, connect this to this, this to this, this to this. You know, I'm using a pen. I'm using a pen. Let's start over again. I'll connect this to this lower point, then this to this lower point, then this to this lower point. I do the same here, this to this, this to this. The divergence is just down there below, but it's not so good. So it doesn't bring out the picture very well that I want. So this one I will ignore. Let me pick another point. Not so clear. I want to give a clear example. Let me use 4 hours. You are not seeing anything. Eh? Okay. Let me share again. Now you see, people react differently. One is very tough. Another one is sending a simple message. Another one is very tough. Very tough. Why is it? Why is it that me I cannot see? It seems you are only dealing with some people. Why is it? Why is it that it's only me who cannot see? Some are very easy, some are very tough. This one has no balance. Someone sends a simple message, the other is very tough. The other is why is me alone? Why me? Why me? Are you when you even don't know what is happening? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Is my screen now visible? Can you see now my chat? Let me know. Can you now see my chat? Can you now? Why me? Why me? Why is it me? Others are saying, why me? Why me? Why is it me alone? Why is it me alone? You say me alone. Okay, now step one is to find a downward trend. Okay, we can find that is on a ranging market, or we can find one that is not ranging. Okay, so let us see here, friends. We are gonna just take a simple space. When we connect this point, when we connect where? This point to this point. Then we connect this point to this point. Then we connect this point to this point. So we connect this point to this point. Here, there is no divergence. Here, there is no divergence. Because when I see here, I see this candle is pointing in here. Here, there is no divergence. But if it was there, we could see this to here. But there is no divergence here because here it will be like this. So we find another coin. Ah, it is not easy to always find the coin, so you will, you will forgive me when I'm finding the coin. It's not easy. But I'm just finding just a live example, then I finish. I'm just looking for a live example, friends. I don't have any big deal. I Why is my screen not opening the coin? What's up? I'm looking for a better example. It's not that I've not seen divergences. I've already seen some, but I'm looking for a better example. I've already seen some good divergences, but I'm looking for a better example. Am I making sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. I've already seen divergences, but I'm just looking for a better example. I was looking one for current, but I might go with one for history. Mm. You just agree with me, it is not easy to find a trade. So these ones pumped yesterday. Okay, there is a divergence here. There is a divergence here. Let me identify it for you guys. Okay. It is not so clear, but I will try to identify it for you. It is not so clear. I just don't want to take now more time. So I will take just an example, but I want you to go and practice throughout the weekend. Okay. I'll take these friends so that we can now go and do other things because I'm too late. Yet I'm the one supposed to do the next class with Coach Mo. So it is a little bit more draining. So when we connect these points, these ones here, there is a small divergence, but not so much this, it is not so much, but after here, you can see the market trying to form an uptrend. It's not so clear 100% because I was looking for something current than something past. But I hope my message has been taken. Give me one in the chat. Yeah, you can go and find depending on the knowledge I have been able to give you because this might take much of my time. Yet I have another Zoom to conduct. So I want to thank you. If you find any divergence, opening up all the crypto ambassadors groups, please feel free to take us a screenshot and identify that divergence for us. Okay, I see a divergence around here. Not so clear. So if you find a divergence, please analyze your trade and take us a screenshot on the crypto ambassadors groups. And take us a screenshot on the crypto ambassadors groups. Is that clear, friends? Because anybody who can discover divergence can be able to discover an amazing trade that could be able to make too much profit. Okay, so when you say divergence, all our groups are open, both on Telegram and on WhatsApp. Take a screenshot, identify the divergence for us, share with us the details of the divergence on the groups, and we shall be very happy to see you share with us that amazing divergence. With that said and done, I want to thank you for joining today's call. And because of time, allow me end here. We meet on Monday, where I will discuss the bearish divergence. God bless you and have a fantastic morning. Love you all. Congratulations to my sister, my friend, my birthday, Dida Doris Angel from Germany. On your newborn baby, we love you so much as a team. You have always been my favorite number one till today. Yeah, because you have been so much amazing and available all the time. Love you so much, Dida Doris. Say hi to your newborn baby. From my side and the team, we love you so much. You have always been my number one leader. And surely, I know your ability to serve, to see that the team prospers. You are amazing. And you still remain number one. People are coming up, but I see nobody is trying to take away your position. That's just a joke. But we love you so much. And those near him, please, those near her, please say hi to her. All our family are trading with us, and we really see the best is yet to come. So once you discover divergence, please feel free to share the details of the divergence onto our group, and we shall be happy to take advantage of your discovery of that. God bless you, friends. From me to you, I wish you the best. See you today, on Friday today. Before I close, I'll be handling a special class. Okay, I'll be handling a special class. I'll be looking at those moving averages and the Bollinger Bands and the MACD in Royal Q specifically, on how you could find your personal signal. Yes, on your personal signal. On your personal signal. So I'll be using Royal Q today. So hope you attend that class. Then I'll be the first to teach. I'll start on time. This is going to happen. I'll be the first to teach, and I'll start on time. So I'll take off 30 minutes, then I go off. Then I'll leave back to Coach Mo to take over your other questions and answer. It is coming in the next close to 40 minutes from now. I'll be starting on time. I will not wait. I'll start on time and take off 30 minutes. I'll start on time and take off 30 minutes. Then I'll leave the lesson to Coach Mo. So in the next coming 40 minutes, the Zoom will be starting. I now have taken more time today. So thank you so much. Love you all, and bye-bye. Wish you all the best. I will just end this call now because I need to prepare for my next class. Thank you, friends, and bye-bye.